by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Mckeber Clinic is home to the first advanced prostate cancer center in Jacksonville. This is Dr. West, urologist at Mckeber Clinic. Our clinic is staffed with 2 urologists that specialize in advanced prostate cancer care and management. You'll also have a dedicated nurse navigator that will coordinate timing, medications, insurance, and patient assistance. We're conveniently located off AC Skinner Parkway on the south side. Contact our specialist at Mckeber at 355-6583 to discuss your treatment options.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. This is the Sports Den with Denny Thompson and James Coleman on 1010XL.
Monday night and JJ is back in the house.
Ain't seen him in weeks.
He didn't even turn your mic on. He's like,
Yeah,
it was because I knew he was going to like mess with it. He looked like he wasn't ready.
That's
He
true.
wasn't ready.
He wasn't.
Man,
He sat here for 10 minutes, and then the
hasn't-
music started playing.
he
it's
hasn't
like,
missed a beat. I can tell you that. He definitely remembers.
I'll throw you under the bus in a
He
second.
definitely remembers how things are. James ain't gonna be ready, no matter what time we start.
there's a whole new feeling in the city today. Whole new feeling, man. It's like the year was worth it. The past couple years was worth it. We are ready to go. Open up the season ticket hotline. Sell them. Start selling them now.
Lot J.
Like J, like,
Lot T.
yep, and L. Get both of his initials in there. Like, let's build it all up. Build it all up. And if you plan on texting in tonight and you plan on talking about, you don't think Trevor's going to be as good as everybody says, or you plan on texting in and you want to talk about, this isn't like the Jacks could win one of these next 2. Don't save that. Just save it. I don't want to hear from you. I don't care to hear that in any way, shape, or form. We're on a high. Let us stay on a high. Don't be that guy. Don't need the Grinch around on Christmas week.
But you remember Eli and what he did?
Yeah, right. Yeah, there's those guys too. Oh, who would want to come to Jacksonville?
Yeah. Can we start off with that?
Sure.
He just said he didn't want to do that.
I know.
No. We're not. I'm talking about I
Go
need
for
to
it.
get on these people. Like, they're acting like Trevor's from like some major metropolis.
Right.
He's from the Atlanta metro area. I don't know if you've ever been to the Atlanta metro area, but it's not Atlanta.
Specifically Cartersville.
Yeah, it's very it's very Clemson-ish. And then Clemson, South Carolina, maybe not that bad.
Big. No, Clemson's much bigger than Cartersville.
Okay, fine. What I'm saying is Clemson ain't New York City.
True.
Like, how would he want to? I feel bad for his fiance because she's got to go to Jacksonville, Florida. The hell you mean? Like, it's not, again, I can see if he was from, like, if Trevor was like the DJ kid, whatever, the next quarterback.
Mhm.
If he was as good as Trevor in his time, he's from LA or Hawaii, something, whatever. He's from the West Coast. I can see that.
Mhm.
I can see somebody who's from a really, really big city and they're used to the big city life. But
I can't even see that anymore.
There were beat writers for Clemson, South Carolina. Do you even know what big city life is? How dare you?
Well,
You should shut your mouth.
shut your mouth. When
That's
you're
what
talking
I'm
to me.
saying. Just shut your mouth.
I don't appreciate the hatred of the city of Jacksonville and things like this. Like, if you're from a different, and when I say I don't appreciate it, here's what I mean. Is if you're from a different part of the country, sure, you may look at downtown Jacksonville and you may see, Hotel Duval down there, prime real
Right,
estate. We've
right.
got the jail.
We've made bad decisions.
Right. We the only thing we had was a Hooters, and that is now a grass lot. Like, I understand. I understand all that. But what you don't see when you're from out of town is the Lot J renderings.
Mhm.
Okay? So if you think New York's got something on us, you don't know what you're talking about.
New York looks awfully dead right now.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't look like it's coming back anytime soon.
No, I mean, who wants to be in New York? Right? Do y'all understand how many people are moving out of New York to come? There's people that wait their whole life to retire in Florida.
Facts.
And y'all want to talk about New York this, New York that. This man's going to make so much stinking money off of shampoo commercials, he can buy a jet. He can go to New York anytime he wants to.
I think we talked about this a few weeks ago. Like, I could see if this were like another era, but
you had to catch a train.
Yeah, like if you could there's only so many airplanes. Like,
right.
This is, I believe it or not, this is a major metro area. Like there's an international airport here. There's a couple private jet places you could get a private jet. You can fly to New York relatively cheap if you want to go visit. And he's got enough money to where the money he'll save in taxes alone will be able to let his fiance go shop in New York whenever she wants to.
Whenever she wants.
We'll get Boz. We'll get chauffeur Boz, the driver, so she didn't got to worry about going to and fro. He can get a car here. Like, New York City is just so packed and so, like, where are you going to park?
Well, I mean, car service.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, imagine car service. Everything in New York is super expensive. Now, car service, Uber, whatever the thing. You can't Uber.
I can tell Trevor likes to drive, too.
He feels like a driver.
Yeah. Drives his truck. I drive my truck to school every day. Actually, what does he sound like?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I'm almost really positive it's not
deep,
that.
Though. I think he's different than our boy, my homies.
I mean, we need Trevor.
I think he actually has
I'm working on it.
I think he has he may look like Ann Coulter.
Y'all think?
But he has a masculine voice.
You think Trevor drives a truck?
And some pancakes. It's probably maybe some eggs too.
Just based on that
it just depends. Some mornings I'm not
interview that I just played, absolutely.
Wait, let's actually
He's talking about pancakes. I love this guy.
Yeah, some people might not know this. We're waking up at 6:45, 7, and get down there and eating at like 7:45 or 8. So it's and you're already dressed in your suit, ready to go. So it's a quick morning. Sometimes I'm not super hungry, but just trying to eat whatever I can. Get as much food
I love this guy. I don't even know what he's talking about.
But about this being your final season here, I'm just curious.
This was the quote that got everybody stirred up around here before the season, right here.
Nah, yeah, it's tough. I don't know. I mean, we'll just have to see how things unfold. I think there's a lot of factors in that, but honestly, just really playing this year, putting everything I have into it, not really focusing on next year, whether I leave or stay, whatever. Obviously, I have the option to do either one.
Yeah, when people heard him say that, they're like, "Oh my God, he's coming back!" Like, no, he's not.
Well, that was before the Jags got the first pick.
Now he's like, dude.
I heard he's opting. I heard he's opting out of the playoffs now.
Absolutely.
He already got a national championship.
I heard Dabo's coming too. They're both opting out.
That'd be a hard pass for me. I've never been a Dabo hater, but Dabo is on my nerves now.
Dabo's always got on my nerves.
I don't know why recently, but he has a little bit gotten on my nerves. By the way, this is sportsden, brought to you by ABC Fine Wine and Spirits.
Really important.
It is the holidays, so make sure you get to ABC. Load up. Load up with the good stuff. Really good stuff. Celebrate the end of 2020. Celebrate the beginning of a new era here in Jacksonville, the Trevor Lawrence era. What do we believe Trevor Lawrence drinks?
I believe he's sober.
Well, because he's not, I don't think he's 21 yet. Soda pop.
Is he not 21?
I mean, it's a junior. I mean, I think he'd be turned 21 next year. Well, he might have.
I thought you were joking.
21? I mean, are we?
He just turned 21 in October.
Did he really?
We're going to have this guy here in Jacksonville for the next 20 plus years.
How many Super Bowls are we going to win?
At least 10.
Oh, at least, right?
Well, the guy said 10 Pro Bowls, so. Or he's a bust.
All pros.
I mean, are we going to do the whole.
You're taking it to a step further.
Are we going to do the LeBron James in Miami thing? Not one, not two.
His first press conference.
We're going to work on with ABC on getting a vault Trevor Lawrence scotch. Because he may not drink scotch now, but he needs to. It's just classy. But we need one that's aged.
Oh, so start now.
Yeah, so start now.
This is 9 months old aged.
463 says he drinks touchdowns.
Hell yes.
I love that.
And wins.
Okay. If he wasn't coming to Jacksonville, I would say that was corny. But I love it.
Dom said
I love it now.
he drinks White Claws.
I can see that.
Are we still taking Trevor number 1 overall, even if there's a debilitating injury where he's out for a whole year?
Yes.
Okay. In the playoff, I'm saying.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so too.
No
Because
doubt.
I don't really know much about Fields. I'm going to be real with you. Watched him on Saturday. I watched him in the playoff last year. Well, on Saturday, he really looked really bad.
I mean, look, we were all excited about the possibility of Justin Fields or Zach Wilson or whoever it was. But we now know as a city, as a family, we now know that we were just tempering our expectations there because the minute that Trevor became a realistic possibility, the whole city lost its ever-loving mind.
Facts. And I don't like throwing like people under the bus. But if you want to see the city of Jacksonville kind of encapsulated in one person, look no further than 1010XL's own Ryan the Hacker Green.
I knew it. Okay. He was Fields' number
2
1
weeks
supporter.
ago. I said this yesterday.
No, 3 days ago.
Really? But no, I'm going to tell you the first time he hit me, when he was like, James, do you think Justin Fields is discriminated upon a little bit because, he's not Trevor Lawrence? He didn't say it, but I was like, no, what are you talking about? They're both good, but
so he was already looking for a reason why he was as good.
He was like, Trevor just, the level of competition, and Justin could be good, and that was he's athletic.
He's more
athletic. He's more athletic. We were how we have that thing right before we go on. I'm like, what are you talking about? Trevor Lawrence is more athletic than Justin Fields. That was before we saw Justin hawk the guy down, but I got one hawk him down play from Justin Fields, and I've seen Trevor do a lot.
You got Trevor beating angles against Ohio State.
So fast forward to yesterday. Well, I mean, Trevor Fields is a better athlete Trevor Lawrence is a better athlete than Justin Fields anyway. And who has Justin really played? I'm like, dog, he just did it's a 360 now because he was Trevor Lawrence first. Then he went 180 to Justin Fields, and now he's back. So, I mean, my guy that's the city of Jacksonville.
He's supporting the franchise.
Yeah, we're all in.
I love the energy. Let me grab one phone call real quick. Jeff, what's up, man?
Oh, man. You guys are tripping me out tonight. I mean, it's great, but I hope we don't jinx ourselves and he pulls a Nick Foles or something like that.
See, did you listen to the very first sentence I said tonight, Jeff?
Yeah.
I said no negativity, man. No negativity.
No negativity. Here's the positive.
What's Nick Foles?
Exactly. Jacksonville is a wonderful city. I don't know. Have you guys been in New York lately?
I haven't been in
New York in a few years.
But I'm okay with not going back.
Yeah. It's I was up there a couple of times this year. And this first time I went, it was unbelievable, unrecognizable. And I thought it was a bad dream, to be honest. But I went up there again, and it's even worse. It's a ghost town.
FAL Schwartz is closed. I mean, who wants to go to New York?
Right.
There's no taxi cabs. There's no people on the street. All the restaurants are closed.
Now Denny wants to go, actually.
I know. Wait, if everybody leaves New York, then I want to go.
There's no Broadway. There's no music. Everybody who lived or worked downtown and everybody who commuted, they're all gone.
See? They know. They're all moving down here because Trevor's coming down. They know what's up, Jeff. Are you going to buy season tickets?
You know what? That's a great question.
He's thinking about it. That's a good enough answer.
I'll say yeah.
If I would have asked you that 3 nights ago, what would you have said?
24 hours ago, 30 hours ago, I said no.
Right. There we go.
Facts.
See, we're on our way, Jeff. Appreciate it, man. Let's take our first break. When we come back, we'll get off Trevor long enough to get on that Florida-Alabama game we'll talk about it. No, we won't either because we got Doc Swanson, don't we? We've got Doc Swanson next segment, and then we'll get to Florida-Alabama. We've got that coming up next.
Jacksonville has a strong history of great defense.
Looks like he fumbled the football. That's a safety.
Superior Fence and Rail highlights the defensive player of the game.
There is the pass rusher. He's extraordinary.
Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters
All offers are with approved credit and not in conjunction. See dealer for complete details. Big Finish event.
Deep discounts aren't just for our employees. Get the insider's deal you've been waiting for when you get your next new car or truck at Jacksonville, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Bay Meadows. Drive a brand new Jeep Cherokee Latitude from just $239 a month. That's like $8 a day. Save $4,000 off MSRP on the new Dodge Journey, or get up to $5,000 off Compass. Get a new Dodge Charger and drive it home from just $329 a month. Every new Ram truck is sale price to save you more through the end of this year. And end it, we must. Buy the truck of the year 3 times in a row and save up to $11,000 off MSRP. Wait, that's not all. Get 0% for more savings. Make no payments for the next 90 days. Less than perfect credit. Our lenders want to make you a new car loan at the best rates available. Call us to schedule a test drive, or we can bring the test drive to you. Jacksonville, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, I-295 and Bay Meadows.
Good beer is good beer. It doesn't have to be the same every time. So sample all the flavors sitting in the cold case at your local Circle K. From a cold Corona to a Stella Artois, Goose Island or Modella. Match up the moment with the brew. All waiting for you at Circle K.
After a year like no other, she deserves something truly special. And Diamonds Direct is here to help with our best holiday offer ever. 48 months, 0 interest financing on any purchase. So you can get her that diamond ring, pair of diamond earrings, or diamond eternity band and spread your payments over 4 years without paying a dime in interest. In fact, everything's included. All bracelets, all pendants, all new designer jewelry, all colored gemstone jewelry, even our designer engagement rings. Diamonds Direct makes it easy to splurge with this first-time ever holiday offer. And as always, your safety and your convenience are top priorities. You can shop in our showroom with confidence or video chat with us online at diamondsdirect.com and even arrange for curbside pickup. If we've learned anything this year, it's that our loved ones and our relationships are what matter most. So make her holiday the best ever with a gift that's romantic, timeless, and sentimental. And remember, with any purchase, you can take advantage of 4 years, 0 interest financing. Diamonds Direct.
Off Town Center Parkway, just left of the Hyatt. Looking for that holiday pet that won't destroy your home? Ocean Reef Pets has salt and freshwater tanks from first tank to expert, and is the largest shop in Northeast Florida with the largest selection. Ocean Reef Pets in Neptune Beach. OceanReefPets.com.
What defines a hero? Dedication, loyalty, courage. Every day at AMCO, we serve heroes. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles. From complex transmissions to simple brake jobs with flexible financing and the extra safety precautions we need. The heroes we serve don't all wear uniforms. They're people like you. At AMCO, we're proud to serve all of you. AA MCO.
Money tight? We can finance almost anybody. Find the AMCO transmissions nearest you at amcojacksonville.com.
Firefighters, paramedics, police officers. They take care of us, and at AMCO, we're proud to take care of them. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles. As an essential business, we work on every kind of car repair with flexible financing and extra safety precautions. Essential, reliable, trusted. That's the men and women who are there for us, and it's our honor to be there for them. AA MCO.
Family owned and operated in Jacksonville, Orange Park, St. Augustine, and St. Mary's, Georgia. AMCO Transmissions and Total Car Care.
I'm Hayes Carline, and what I say goes. Listen to my closing argument presented by the personal injury law firm of Harrell & Harrell weekdays on The Frangie Show. Can you handle the truth?
I was on the go. It was time to eat. I said, baby, where my Danny? Cause they can't be beat. She got something else when it was time to choose. And after just one bite, I got that soggy sandwich blue. Should've known better, only Danny will do. Got that hometown flavor creeping up on you. Yeah, she done me wrong. Didn't get my Danny. I need my ham and cheese.
That's all he wanted. That's all he wanted.
Should've known better, only Danny will do. Got that hometown flavor creeping up on you. Yeah.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist presents Dr. Chris Swanson on the Sports Den. A board-certified orthopedic surgeon specializing in sports medicine, Dr. Swanson has been assistant team physician for the Cincinnati Bengals and Drexel University men's basketball and is the current team physician for several area high schools. Visit se-ortho.com.
Dr. Swanson from Southeast Orthopedic Specialist joins us every single Monday night. Doc, how you doing, man?
Good. How you guys doing?
Good. Talking about Trevor, of course.
I mean, it's like the greatest weekend in Jags history, right?
There's no doubt. Are you excited?
I'm excited, man.
And you're not even really a Jags fan.
No, I'm not a Jags fan, but I live in Jacksonville. But I mean, I think that the key is we got to stay focused. There's still work to do.
What work? What work is there to do?
I got to keep losing.
Well, has that been a problem thus far?
There's been a couple of close calls, man.
You're this close. You don't want to
good.
slip up.
I think we're good. They've got a lot of practice.
Anything can happen.
And not being any good. And I think James Robinson's injury definitely helps with that. Like, he had an ankle injury. Like,
got to sit him.
Got to sit him, right?
Sit him.
Like, that's dangerous for him to come back out.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we got to roll out Denny at quarterback.
No, we don't.
Yeah, I think we're fine where we're at.
No, we're good.
Yeah, I think the quarterback play is pretty stinky. I think anybody.
What is Trevor Lawrence's what's his injury history? Do we know? Like, do we have anything that we should be? I mean, I know he tested positive for COVID.
He had one concussion.
What did I say?
Didn't he a couple of years ago? He had one. Did he have one bad concussion?
Yeah. Yes.
He did?
I think
his freshman year,
taking a big
he got
hit
knocked out.
Year, he got knocked out.
The kid who stunk it up at Duke had to start against for the rest of the Syracuse game.
Chase Bryce, is that?
Yeah.
Is that what's his name?
Oh, he did.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm seeing that.
This is huge. I mean, what a Sunday for Jacksonville.
I know. It's the biggest Sunday since 2017.
They said he had a neck injury, not a concussion. That's Clemson talk.
Well, you know,
we're hiding this.
Well, I'm reading that he took a big hit against Miami this past year.
I doubt that.
It says he was feeling sore after
anyone.
taking a big hit.
I think his shoulder was bothering him from all the yards he threw.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, sometimes a little stiffness gets in there.
From just shrugging off non-tacklers. Which, by the way, Oklahoma State, you're going to get that.
The other thing we got to avoid the Eli scenario. We got to make sure we don't run into
Doc, we're about to hang up on you.
Stop it, Doc. We're not talking.
We've already talked about this. You need to listen to the show before you come on. We will not have any of this type of talk tonight.
My guy's good.
Sorry,
family
I just
is
got
excited.
surgery.
The family is excited about Jacksonville. Everybody's moving down.
He's a water guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw a picture of him and his girlfriend on a beach. That means that they would love to live in Jacksonville.
I mean, listen. So if we just want to talk about finances, do you know how much more money you would make in Jacksonville than in New York?
Facts.
Well, are you saying that you would chip in and Southeast ready to sign Trevor Lawrence right now to an endorsement deal?
Ooh, can y'all do that?
Can we get it on the record?
I think there may be a little bit of a Baptist issue with that, but I mean,
with the team.
Yeah.
Listen, every
like to
contract.
otherwise.
Listen, when you get Trevor, every advertising contract they have should be ripped to shreds.
Oh, no doubt.
And start from the
This is about Latte.
We got to start fresh.
Exactly. It's not even Latte anymore. It's Latte.
It's T-Town.
Ooh,
It's a new day,
T-Town.
man.
T-Town's
It's a new day.
good.
Yeah, T-Town. Let's rename it right now. T-Town is what it is. Doc, you were at what, 2 of the state championship games?
Yeah, Wednesday I was at the 2A state championship with University Christian and 3A state championship with Trinity at Florida State.
And University Christian lost, but Trinity
really
had
good game.
Trinity had a heck of a comeback, right?
So the University game was a great game. I mean, a really good game. They lost by 14, but it was close the whole way. They had a shot at the end. Really good game. And then Trinity, it was down 16-0 at halftime. I think they had 38 yards in the first half, total offense, and then came back and scored with about 50 seconds to go to win 26-22.
So will you get a ring?
I doubt it. Unless maybe someone's listening to this and then they go, well.
I mean, I thought team doctors got rings when people won championships.
Man, we're just in the shadows, keeping guys out there.
Very humble.
I saw you. I was in Tallahassee on Tuesday and Wednesday last week.
I was there, man.
Delivering gifts, and I saw the pictures, and I was like, man, if I'd have known you were there, I'd have slid by.
Doc, would you say that was the best football played on that field this year?
Definitely.
Oh, by far.
Definitely.
Hey, to get to a medical thing,
not close.
To get to a medical thing, we spent all last week talking about Keontae Johnson for Florida. And how remarkable is it that he seems to not only have recovered, but made the video where seems like he's doing pretty dang well, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's great news.
I mean, at this time last week, would that have been your – I mean, we didn't want to say what we were all scared of this time last week, but I don't think this was anybody's prediction that by the end of the week, he would have been recording a video for everybody to listen to, or everybody to watch, actually.
Yeah, I mean, again, like we talked about last week for basically the entire show, I mean, you know, scariest thing that you can see in sports, no question. The fact, you know, he was sort of coming around following commands, I think, last Monday when we talked, and now he's making videos. I mean, it's just a great sign. It's a great sign that we can be optimistic that at least he's going to, you know, forget sports, forget basketball. He just at least can get back to hopefully leading a normal life.
Yeah. Yeah. What, at this point in the year, especially at the college level, where do you stand with these guys sitting out bowl games for draft prep? Like from a medical, we've talked about the odds of injury are very low when you look at the sheer number of volume of people that play the game every single week as compared to who actually gets injured. But if you had a kid and he was in a situation where he was a first, second round draft pick and he was playing in a meaningless bowl game, what would your advice be?
Man, I think that's such a tough question. I think, you know, kind of, I guess, old school to start with. I feel like if you played the season, you should keep playing. I think this year is a little bit of a different year to begin with everything that's gone on. I mean, if there was ever a year to kind of sit things out and maybe move on and start training for the next level, this is probably the year. But even though it's rare, it happens, right? I mean, was it Jalen Smith, Notre Dame?
Mm-hmm.
Devastating knee injury. I mean, that cost him draft position, cost him money in the NFL. I mean, so even though it's rare, it still happens.
Well, I also think there was another one where there's another way to look at this where it's not necessarily the injury. And James, I'd love to hear your opinion on this. This year has gone so weird that if you sit out the bowl game, now you're coming back and getting kind of your recovery time before you start that training, right? So you don't have to go back and do the whole COVID testing and get back all involved with that. You actually can come get your downtime so that you can start your training in a couple of weeks. Whereas if you're going to play a couple of weeks from now, it's actually going to set you back quite a bit and you won't have that rest time. Does that make sense, or that recovery time?
No, that makes sense. Like when I went to the combine last year, I got a chance to link up with a guy who runs Michael Johnson Performance out in Texas. And we were just discussing about how your body, like how to train properly for the combine. He was like, because you don't have the rest, so you really, that's why you probably also see some of these 40 times aren't as high as they used to, because the better teams are playing all the way up until damn near like the middle of January.
Yep.
So then you've got the Senior Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
So then by the time you get them, it's literally the end of January, possibly early, beginning of February, and they got to go perform at the end of February. So, I mean, end of January, they got to perform at the end of February. So the earlier you get, you can get that recovery, get your body in a state to where you can actually start training.
And the reality is, doesn't it seem like more and more as every year that people care less and less about the football and more about the numbers? Like, so if you can go and throw up a crazy 40 time, you vault up the board.
Well, even, I mean, you take like the Senior Bowl. The Senior Bowl is January 30th this year.
Mm.
We've got a couple of guys that we will be training for the Senior Bowl. Well, I mean, if your season doesn't end until January 6th, or in, a really best case scenario, January 13th or 14th, whenever that is.
Right.
I mean, you're right back on the football field. I mean, and to Doc's point, that Senior Bowl is more about the practices. So you've got to have 4 days. You got to be mentally prepared. You've got to be mentally sharp. You've got to be sharp on the practice field every single day, or it could cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. So where I used to look at it one way, I'm looking at it the other now of, I mean, if you can sit out this game, let some of the young guys play, see what you've got for the following year from a college perspective, but at the same time, give your body that 2 weeks to rest and recover to prep for a 4 weeks or 4 month sprint ahead of you, I'm all for it, Doc.
Yeah, and especially, so if you're not Alabama, Clemson, Notre Dame, so if you're in one of those ancillary bowl games, it almost is getting to the point where it's kind of a no-brainer. It seems like you might as well just be preparing, let the young kids play, and if you're in that mix for the top couple rounds of the draft, then start getting that work done.
Yeah. Well, what's going on at Southeast Orthopedic? Just business as usual, holiday hours. I'm assuming everybody gearing up, and then you've got end of the year people getting that final push for insurance. Y'all pretty busy right now?
Yeah, December's really busy for elective surgeries. We got 10 days or so left with some holidays mixed in, so everybody's crunching to try to get those last few surgeries in while they met their deductibles.
Well, if you've got a knee injury or you've got a shoulder injury or anything like that, I'm telling you guys right now, Dr. Swanson is the guy to go to. Is who I go to. Is who we recommend a ton of our quarterbacks to. A lot of high schools recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. You should go there as well. Doc, it's been, 3 years since I first came and saw you. I have not had any surgery, and I'm feeling fantastic with my knee.
No surgery on your knee.
Right, on my knee. Yeah, on my knee. I've had other surgery. We're going to get into that in just a little bit, actually, what my weekend was. But yeah, no surgery on my knee. And as far as COVID is concerned, everything's back up to normal as far as visits or office hours, all that kind of stuff, right?
Yep, everything's normal. Just, wear your mask when you come into the office. But other than that, hours are normal and business as usual. And we're looking forward to 2021.
Well, Doc, hopefully this time next week when we're talking to you, we are one step closer to the Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes. And hopefully, what's that?
Next Monday, we got to celebrate another Big Jags loss.
That's right. And hopefully you and your family have had a great Christmas as well, Doc. We appreciate you as always, my man.
All right, guys. Merry Christmas.
All right, you too. That's Dr. Chris Swanson from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Let's get college football playoff, Florida-Alabama game, all of that coming up next.
We are going to push each other physically. This is a physical game. Injuries are often the X factor in sports.
It's a big boy game.
The personal injury attorneys Farrah and Farrah bring you the injury update.
Welcome to the National Football League. Let's go, baby.
On 1010XL.
Baloo here for NASCAR. Just go to NASCARs.com for a new or pre-owned golf cart. They have a mobile service. Come by, give you a brand new battery. You can upgrade your ride. They're open and available with a 24-hour service. Customize your cart. Favorite team, Jags, Gators, Knowles. Family owned. Visit NASCARs and allow our design team to build your dream cart. Visit NASCARs.com for new or used golf cart repair and replacements. NASCARTS.com.
If you're involved in a legal dispute, call me, Glenn Levine, a board-certified civil trial lawyer at the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000, and take back control of your life. Office in Jacksonville.
Frank Frangie here for Big Chief Tire. Your family's safety is important to the experts at Big Chief Tire. Don't let your vehicle's needs become out of sight and out of mind. Big Chief Tire's trusted team of experienced technicians will provide a free estimate after a vehicle inspection, so you can get back on the road and drive with confidence at a price that suits your budget. Verify your vehicle's safety before you get behind the wheel. Visit any of their 4 convenient Jacksonville locations or schedule an appointment by visiting BigChiefService.com.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, Forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website customtreesurgeons.com. That's customtreesurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Business has changed, but at Ameris Bank, our commitment to partnership remains steady. Local businesses are the heartbeat of our community, and they'll need new tools to operate successfully. Contactless payments, remote deposit, e-commerce platforms, and more. We're here to make sure you have what you need to operate in today's climate. Let's get back to business together. Learn more at amerisbank.com/back-to-business. Ameris Bank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
If you're a man over 45, have frequent urination, an urgent need to go, a weak flow, or waking at night to urinate, it's time to consider UroLift. This is Dr. West, urologist with Mckeber Clinic. UroLift is a non-invasive outpatient procedure with minimal downtime. If you suffer from an enlarged prostate and want to avoid the sexual side effects of medication and invasive surgery, UroLift may be for you. Contact Mckeber Clinic at 355-6583. That's 355-6583.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On December 21st, 1969, legendary football coach Vince Lombardi coached his final football game. He finished his career leading Washington to a 7-5 record.
Dave Benyon here with Zero Res. My favorite part of the holidays is being with the people I love the most. Do you have someone special coming to visit you this holiday season? Do you want everything to look and feel just perfect? We at Zero Res would love to come help you do just that. We can clean your carpets, area rugs, tile and grout, sofas and chairs, and even clean and seal your granite countertops. Our schedule's filling up fast, so call us today. Right now, get your carpets cleaned for only $43 per room. And be sure to ask about the deal on tile and grout. Zero Res spelled forward and backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Your AC's broke, it ain't no joke. Call Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. FloridaHomeAC.com.
Don't have 4 hours for a round of golf? Take advantage of our daily 9-hole and twilight specials at Hidden Hills Golf Club, which start at 2 p.m. Visit hiddenhillsgc.com or call us at 620-0910.
Hotline Jacko here for Hardball Creative. If you're positively negative, congratulations. Now order some company shirts and hats.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. You're listening to the Sports Den on 1010XL.
We were just talking about this at the break. There's actually, the next couple of days, there's actually some really good bowl games. UCF and BYU. I'll be dialed into that tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. I'll tell you the other bowl game that I'm very interested in is the day after Christmas, Liberty and Coastal Carolina.
Just two different styles of offense. I think Liberty is going to absolutely demolish them.
Do you?
Partially because I don't want to give them any credit anymore after the lady texted in here.
I know. There's actually, if the teams, like, if everybody would play, there's actually a couple really good games. Miami, Oklahoma State.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Texas, Colorado.
Where is it? That's the Cheez-Its Bowl?
Cheez-It Bowl, Orlando.
When is that?
Camping World,
29th.
Tuesday, December 29th. Yeah, 5:30.
Make that text right now.
Slide
it up.
Florida, Oklahoma. But I think Florida's going to be without several players.
So this is going to be like when y'all got trampled by Michigan. And you were like, oh, well, we had all these guys out.
Did y'all have a lot of guys out?
Or was it
Michigan?
Michigan?
The other way
that
around.
had it
Michigan
out?
had
Okay.
them. Yeah. Georgia, Cincinnati.
That's interesting.
That is a very interesting game.
If that is a...
Georgia's going to win.
Yeah, but it's a lose-lose situation for Curbs.
No doubt.
Like, if Curbs doesn't go in there and straight kick their ass, then that's a L.
Let me ask you
Who
this.
did UCF beat? LSU?
Auburn. If you're a Georgia fan, do you want JT Daniels to ball out in that game? And there's rumors, bro.
NFL?
Yeah.
Already? You played like 2 games.
And we had the whole freshman season at USC.
He's not a sophomore this year?
No. No, I mean, he's 3 years removed. And of course, the playoff games. Auburn Northwestern's a decent game. Yeah, there's a couple good games. I think the game of the year up to this point was the Florida Alabama game. Very entertaining. I picked last week on Gator Bites, and I was dead serious. I picked Florida to win the game, and the only reason why I did, is because I thought that Florida could score at will, and I thought that they could get a couple stops. There was a point in that game where Florida got like 2 or 3 stops in a row, and then their offense went dead. At those times, but if as a Florida fan, that game just frustrates the tar out of me because of what they did the week before. Like the game itself, you can take some encouragement out of. You went toe to toe with the best of the best. Your guys literally did not back down in any way, shape, or form. It wasn't like the McElwain years where the first thing that went wrong, because there was a point where that game could have gotten out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
And the McElwain years was the minute it could have gotten out of hand, it did get out of hand. That did not happen. So there's a lot you could take away. But as a Florida fan right now, this year just doesn't seem nearly what it should, even though you just played the most entertaining game of the year because of the week before.
Right.
I guess it's left a more bitter of a taste in my mouth than I anticipated. Almost if they'd have got blown out by Alabama, it'd have been like, okay, well, whatever. It didn't end up mattering. If they would have done to LSU what they should have done to LSU, would Florida be in?
Yes.
With 2 losses?
Yes.
I don't disagree.
Because your 2 losses would have been like the way they played Alabama was great, and even the Texas A&M, the way you lost to Texas A&M. But I mean, I hate saying quality losses, but it would have stood for something. Like, and I also believe if Pitts plays against LSU,
it's not even a game.
You thrash them.
Yeah, it's not even a game.
It was just this is not to bash, because I think Mullen's a good coach with the talent that he has there. But this was probably one of the more arrogant decisions that you could possibly make. And this is a flaw when it comes to college. See, one of the things about Nick Saban that most people don't understand is that Nick Saban is very calculated. And he's conservative, but not to a fault. He's conservative because all he cares about is getting the victory.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't care if he beats you by 75 or if he beats you by 1. He cares about the W, and that's all that matters. And he's not going to do anything that's going to put himself in a position to not be able to get it, i.e. see the last drive. An overzealous, over-aggressive coach would have tried to do some things, would have put the ball in the hands of a potential Heisman Trophy candidate, but instead they ran 3 very non-creative running plays and pinned them deep and said, prove it that you can beat us.
Right.
But every decision that Dan Mullen has made is over-calculating his hand. So that's why, like, Saban's not going to skip the team in the week before thinking that he's got this in the bag no matter what. Hell, that gave LSU the shot in the arm to probably be able to kind of help them a little bit. They're 5-5. They were looking like they were going to be a 2-win. Like, we were calling him
a fraud.
We called him a fraud.
JJ called Ed Orgeron a fraud.
And I apologize for that.
But now 5-5, after considering all the losses they had, considering everything else that happened, that's kind of respectable.
They got better. LSU got better as the year went on.
Now, here's the part, and I was talking to a friend where I don't even think this is fair, I believe, that Florida fans should kind of start to get a little nervous.
Okay.
Jacob Copeland is coming back. Still hasn't spread his wings yet.
Mm-hmm.
Tony gone. Grimes gone. Your left tackle's gone. Your center's gone. I think your right guard is gone. Your right tackle's gone. Your tight end's gone. Quarterback. I'm looking at your nose tackle, your buck, your star, your free safety, your strong safety, even though they aren't very good to people. Marco's probably gone, even though relatively not good to people. But even with a lot of those people that I've said, those are people that he didn't recruit.
Mm-hmm.
And the people behind him that he did recruit, that typically when you're trying to, especially from a 4-win roster, you would think would have been already getting a lot of burn in play. And you would know some of these names outside of recruiting sites. But you don't know them to have made plays in college consistently outside of a Jacob Copeland.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, next year, Florida, you could see, and not bad, I'm saying, you could see a LSU type season this year. Not saying that, I don't know if it'll be 5 losses or something like that, but this was your shot to, like, really just show. And the scary part is your expectations are that you were basically a puncher's chance from knocking out the champion, but you're really not as close as what you think. Dude, just looking at the roster. I mean,
you're talking about as a program. You're not,
as a program, yeah. I'm just looking at the roster. Like, I could be, obviously people could surprise you. I'm not taking that, but I'm based upon complaints that I see Florida fans always make. Safeties, the offensive line, there's some things to be desired.
Here's where I'm at as a Florida fan about this. We knew going into this year this was their chance. This was a year that they had a chance to do something really special.
Right. And it was,
and for the most part, they lived up to those expectations, except for one Saturday against LSU. For the most part. We're gonna find out where they're at as a program, not as a team, but as a program next year. If next year they're playing for another SEC championship, then you have joined the ranks of the top 5-6 programs in the country.
Fair.
You've been able to turn it over successfully, and you've joined those ranks. I don't worry. I told you last night, my bigger concern, everybody talked about the receivers they lost last year. I'm more worried about the receivers they're losing this year. But I do think that there's certain positions that they will be better at. Like offensive line, I'm not that concerned about
because the coach is good.
The coach is good, and then you've got a different style quarterback. You're going to see more of Mullins.
Okay, yeah, more of his offense. Fair.
Right. The defense was so bad this year.
And you got a good running back coming in. You
got a couple.
He just didn't fit Clemson, but
you got the kid from Miami. I mean, there's
I forgot he was even there.
Yeah, there's kids there that if they'll in the right system, if they got the right blocking, they'll thrive. The whole point being this: if you truly are where you think you are under Dan Mullen, you're going to find out next year. LSU was a good team, and then look what happened to them. Florida was a good team on that transition, on that path of becoming a program. For all the fun I make of Georgia and we make of Georgia in here, you cannot argue that they've been competitive every single year. They are a program now, not a team. If you're going to take that spot over, it's going to have to be next year. If as the Gator coach, Miami's a little bit in the same situation. Like Manny's got to prove that he can bring this next class in, that he can develop guys, and that he can go win a couple games that he shouldn't win. That's the next step for them. But Florida's, and JJ, I don't mean this as a slight, I think Florida's expectations are a lot higher than what Miami's are. So if you don't finish in the top 7, then you start to question, okay, where are we really going as a program here next year? Is that fair?
No, that's fair.
Especially in an SEC that's not going to be any better next year than it was this year on the East side. It's going to be the same thing.
Right, because you're going to potentially have a new coach in Tennessee.
Didn't sound like it. What Fulmer said.
Fulmer might not be there.
Oh,
right,
okay.
So it does but basically right now he's returning 2 coaches from his staff. Like, so either way, dead man walking program.
Okay.
Unless they really catch lightning in the bottle and he gets the best. Like they give Joe Brady $3.5 million or something to come there. South Carolina, new coach. Kentucky is still Kentucky until proven otherwise. Vanderbilt, new coach. Missouri, whatever.
Now that's the one.
Georgia and you, right?
Yeah. I will say this: Missouri's the one. I've talked about 3 different SEC coaches in the last week, and they've all said the same thing. Like, that dude at Missouri is legit. The guy that looks like the guy from The Hangover.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about that may be the most improved team from week 1 to the end of the year. Like, he has done an excellent job at Missouri, and they've recruited pretty well. I mean, not top 25 class, but if you go look at their quarterback position, they've got a good room. Like, that's the one team that I think improves from year over year.
And
South Carolina's not it. I mean,
that's fine, and that's all.
But there shouldn't be at Florida's level.
Yeah, like the thing is, it's a 1-game conference championship. I mean, division championship.
It should be,
and that's Halloween.
Yep.
If you beat Georgia, you're fine. Like, and you probably just, I don't know. You should beat Georgia, but who knows? I think that game will be Georgia without Trask coming back, which he's a senior anyway. Like, I think that's going to be a little bit harder with just Emory. It could happen. I don't know.
Now next year though, they have to play Alabama. It's their year to play Alabama.
Okay, so that's an L.
Yeah. So they've got their non-conference. I'm looking it up now. Is FAU, USF,
and Florida State,
Samford, and Florida State. And then they've got their conferences: Georgia, Alabama,
never count Willie out.
Tennessee, Vandy, Kentucky, LSU, Missouri, and South Carolina. So I mean, it's no non-conference games, but you got Georgia and Alabama both on the schedule, so you can't lose to Georgia like you did this year. You basically flipped with Georgia, right? Because Georgia lost to Alabama.
Right.
So I mean, you're gonna have to win that game. LSU's gonna be better. You're playing at LSU next year. It's a whole different schedule. I mean, I think we see where this program is next year. I think that's as simple as it is.
That's a hell of a schedule.
No, it is. It is. Who does Florida State opens up with who next year?
Notre Dame.
No, it's Georgia. I was thinking Georgia opens up with Clemson.
Oh, this is the year.
They used to play every year.
Yeah. Y'all open up with Notre Dame?
Yeah, we open up with Notre Dame.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I ain't happy about that.
Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah, so I was encouraged. I wasn't discouraged by the Alabama game. I mean, anybody that watched it was entertained. Nobody thought anybody was going to play any defense, did they?
I thought it would be better than that.
Yeah.
Alabama's defense had been better, but Kadarius Toney is just next level right now. I don't know if there's, I mean, is there a better player? Has there been a better player on the field the last 2 weeks? And I'm counting Alabama's receivers in this than Kadarius Toney.
Alabama's running back.
Yeah, he's pretty dang good.
But Kadarius, that's no knock on Kadarius Toney. I'm just being honest. Like, Kadarius Toney, I've done nothing but speak highly of Kadarius Toney.
Yeah. Yeah. Alabama's running back is.
My man, did he have 5 touchdowns?
Yeah. How's the Heisman going to go?
If anybody, what is his?
Trevor might get a Lifetime Achievement Award.
They're not going to give it.
Well, somebody on the text line said, hold on, let me get to this. Where's it at? It says 309 on the Lifetime Enclosures text line said, if Trevor Lawrence is as good of a prospect as people say he is, why isn't he a Heisman frontrunner?
That's not how it works, bro.
No.
That's because they beat everybody by 1,000.
Do you even watch football, dude? With a text like that? Eric Crouch?
We could go on and
literally every quarterback almost.
For a long time, it certainly was like that. I mean, it's kind of saved us recently with quarterbacks with Burrow and.
You know who looked good this weekend?
Cincinnati is hammering Pittsburgh. Like, it's only 3-0, but every time I look up, Cincinnati has done knock somebody else out for Pittsburgh. Who'd look good this weekend?
And Heisman wise, Mariota coming off the bench.
Yeah,
forgot about him.
Man,
that's who the Jacks bring in. We were talking earlier before the show about a veteran to bring in next year as a backup.
He's a very nice guy. Like, yeah, I can see that. He's a good guy that won't push him. I like that. This man has 24 touchdowns.
Who?
Najee
Harris.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know.
Like, I had no idea. Like, does anybody understand?
They don't give it to running backs anymore, though.
Does anybody understand how many touchdowns that is for a running back?
How many games they play?
10, right? 11 now. With the championship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, his 2019 season was good. That's typically that's a good season with 13 rushing touchdowns.
So Derrick Henry, 2015, last non-quarterback.
How many
So what
touchdowns
was
did he
his
have that
stats?
year?
Oh wow, Yulee, 55 his senior year.
He was crazy.
Yeah.
He had 28.
Yeah, 28. Okay. In more games.
It's close. But and he had, I'm assuming.
I mean, that's probably going through the whole bowl games, everything.
Yeah, that's everything.
Yeah. I mean, Najee Harris has 24 touchdowns.
Now, Derrick did hit a Heisman Trophy running back mark.
What?
He got over that 2,000 yard. Remember that used to be the sign, like if a running back got 2,000 yards, everyone had a Heisman. I think Mark Ingram had like 1,600.
But let me ask you this:
he only had 4,200 his senior year at Yulee.
But what's more
only
impressive?
averaged 327 yards a game.
What's more?
What?
But what's more impressive though?
Oh my God!
Hold on, it's a serious question here. Is it Najee Harris at 24 touchdowns and 1,200 yards, or is it Devontae Smith at 1,500 yards and 98 catches in college? 98 catches, 1,500 yards, 17 touchdowns, bro. And it's not like they didn't have other receivers.
Right.
They've got, if we're being real, they've got 3 players in that team that should be invited to New York.
I'm going to say something. You're not going to like it.
Go ahead.
Honestly, they've only got 2 players that should be invited to New York.
Are you really about to do this?
Okay.
Are you really about to do this?
The only reason I'm doing this is just hear me out.
Go ahead.
You just said the guy has 17 touchdowns.
Uh-huh.
Mac has thrown 32 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
So that means 15 touchdowns have been thrown to other people, which is not bad. But a significant portion of what he's done is to that guy. Now, granted, actually, I'm saying that, but I did think that the production was going to be a little bit higher when I was looking at other stuff. The next receiver he should get it. Devonta Smith should get it. 15, 11, and then the next guy's 782.
Well, remember, Waddle got hurt.
No, I got that part.
Yeah.
So,
but to say Mac should, I mean.
Oh, I didn't realize Najee Harris
completed
got another 300. He had 316 yards in the air, 32 catches.
Yeah, and 3 more touchdowns.
Wow.
Mac Jones completed 76.5% of his passes.
Apparently to one guy who was wide ass open all the time.
Well,
they should figure out how to cover Devonta Smith. It's a pretty important thing.
See, you're trying to get me stirred up, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm
because
not saying Mac. I'm not suggesting that Mac isn't good. That's not what I'm suggesting at all. Someone has to throw him the ball. But what I am suggesting is that when you have a 1,000-yard receiver is good. But when you have but I thought there was another 1,000-yard receiver that he had. So I'll give him more props. But that 17 touchdown thing kind of threw me off a little bit. That's a lot of touchdowns. He's definitely third on their team in the Heisman.
How many
Heisman
picks
poll.
does Mac have?
4. Yeah. 32 touchdowns, 4 picks. 76.5% completion percentage. 3,739 yards.
What's Trash's completion percentage?
Probably somewhere right around, I would think.
Because everybody
right
talks about
70.
how he has more touchdowns, he has more passing yards.
Well, he has more. I'm a Florida. Okay.
He had more opportunities.
They didn't have a run game.
And I was going to suggest that.
Like they threw the ball every down.
69.7.
Yeah, so right at 70. Yeah, I mean he had significantly
43 and 5.
Hell of a year. Hell of a year. I just when you play head to head
and lose
and you've lost 3 games.
That's how college football works. You don't win
It's
the
how
Heisman.
it should, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it should work. I don't.
agree.
Yeah, and people keep saying, "Well, Mac's throwing to wide open guys." Y'all watch college football.
Well, yeah.
Everybody's throwing to wide open
Yeah.
guys.
I think that's a bad take, man.
Like everybody's open in college football. It's not.
Yeah, that could be.
Go watch Burrow last year. Burrow was throwing to wide open guys. It's just, I don't know. I mean, let me ask y'all this, because I am semi-attached to this. So let me ask y'all: if you're Mac Jones, do you go back to school or do you come out?
Come out.
Mac, I'm going back to school.
If you have an opportunity to be in the first 2 rounds, you do it. Absolutely.
I'm gonna tell you
no
why.
turning back.
But
Let me get
JJ,
that back.
You're right. At Florida State, even at Clemson, what's another? Even at Florida, not at Alabama though. Here's the reason why.
But what if that one kid's better than him? What?
He's
Young,
not.
whatever
He's
his name is?
He's not.
I'm just saying, you don't want to risk anything.
I can understand what you're
Saban
saying.
will, like, in a second, bench your ass.
He's not going to bench a guy who's a potential Heisman Trophy winner. Like, Saban's a lot of things, but Saban's not
dumb.
No, yeah. If he comes back and he can win back-to-back national championships, if he wins the Heisman by some stretch of the imagination, and comes back and get back-to-back Heismans, even one of them, you don't have to get back. Don't get greedy.
He'll
But
be
two
the number
national
1 overall pick.
Next year he'll be the number 1.
So who is the other quarterbacks in that draft?
Well,
that's true.
He'll be a because we don't know who the next year's quarterback is. We know for a fact right now there's at least 2 guys that are ranked higher than him. He's in the same group as Kyle Trask, Zach Wilson. Or Zach Wilson's higher than him though, right?
Probably, yeah.
And your guy, JJ.
Trey
Lance. Like, it's a crowded midsection here.
You're right.
But if he
Sam Howell right now and Spencer Rattler are the early
is
contenders.
ass. Like, I'm with Denny now. Denny, people were hating on you, but I'm with you.
Slovis.
I don't want a quarterback from the state of Arizona. I don't want a player from the state of Arizona, unless they are a legacy, because I can't trust it. Cannot trust it. They throw the ball funny there. I don't know if it's a brand of football or something, but it's a weird motion. It is not good. But Sam Howell has the excitement, but
I like him. He's pretty decent.
But I'm gonna take Mac. Mac is like Mac against Sam Howell just looks like it. Like Mac Jones, quarterback of some trash ass football team. Sam Howell gives me who's the little person from Cleveland? There's
Baker.
Yeah, Baker. That's winning in spite of.
Yeah.
He gives me Baker.
Baker's
vibes.
playing well now.
But should he have always been playing well?
Yeah, I mean,
they put a lot of guys around him. Like, he shouldn't stink.
Some of the stuff on the text line, like 631, says, doesn't it make it tougher when you have no run game? Not in college. Like, go back through the history of college football, and this was the thing that Florida fans have been yelling ever since Saturday night about Trask winning the Heisman is, well, we didn't have run game. We didn't have run game. You can go back to the Andre Ware days in Houston. You can go back to all these days of teams that throw it every single down. You can do that in college. Like, it's an opportunity thing. You think if Mac Jones threw the ball as much as Kyle Trask did, he wouldn't have better stats?
You want to know something too, though? Again, this is not a knock. I think that Daniel is a good coach. If Mac threw the ball as many times, they would have more opportunities to lose.
I'm not sure with that team, but yeah, I mean, fair.
But I'm just saying the running game, like at the Florida game, Dan had to go for 2 because he couldn't play for overtime. That team was gassed. Not saying that they were out of shape, but it was a 2-to-1 play differential.
Yeah,
like they were killing them on third down conversions. They just running the time of possession, all those things. So that's what I mean. Time of possession, some people say, is BS, but it's not. Good defense, sound running game wins you a lot of games on every level.
Well, I don't think Dan Mullen would throw the ball if he had Alabama's team.
Right, fair. If he had a running back.
631 says Mac's got to come out. Says, what if the line isn't as good or the run game isn't as productive? No Devontae Smith either. Listen, they are loaded. Okay, that every single year it's going to be this exact same Alabama team. Dom says Mac Jones will win the Heisman, get drafted in the middle rounds, be a career backup in the NFL. He's Greg McElroy. I disagree with that. I couldn't disagree with that more.
McElroy never had a season anywhere close.
Mac has got way better arm than what McElroy ever had.
Those were different offenses.
Agree. Yeah, agree. They
This
were
guy-
truly game managers back then.
Evan Neal, I don't know who this guy, but Evan Neal was highly recruited.
Isn't Trey Sanders there?
Trey Sanders is transferring out.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, but he hasn't seen the field. But
Brian Robinson.
But he's a senior. He may come back. They've got, trust me, they're
fine.
They got some cats that are going to be able to be all right.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, it wouldn't surprise me if Mac called me tomorrow and said, hey, I think I'm going to stay. I would be like, I get it. I completely get it, man. Go cement your legacy in the state of Alabama, which is worth its weight in gold, and have that possibility of being a number 1 overall pick the following year. I would completely understand that. We've got to take a break here.
Mm-hmm.
We've been going and going and going. 8 o'clock?
Yes.
8 o'clock coming up next.
Dropping. Fires along the right side. Once James Robinson. James made the catch along the right sideline. Touchdown. Minshew to James Robinson for the score.
We have the people we have. I'm proud of them, and I'm behind them 100%.
Play faked by Jackson. Fires deep downfield toward the end zone, and that ball is going to be intercepted. Josh Jones has picked it off for the Jaguars. A terrific play by Josh Jones.
We're definitely going to try to put it behind us, move forward, and find a sense of optimism, and believe that we can go in these next 2. The greatest gift that we can all give to each other is the gift of, winning a football game.
Next up, Chicago, Sunday at 1 on 1010XL.
All offers with approved credit and not a conjunction. See dealer for complete details. Big Finish event.
Think how great it'll feel when you pull up to the house knowing you got the deal of the year on a brand new car, truck, or SUV from your friends at Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Arlington. Drive home happy in a new 2021 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited from just $269 a month. How about a brand new Grand Cherokee from only $289 a month? Take advantage of employee pricing plus and save up to $11,000 off MSRP on a brand new Ram 1500 Crew Cab. $11,000. Get 0% financing. Make no payments for 90 days. Save up to $4,000 on Dodge Journey. Get up to $5,000 off a new Jeep Compass. Call ahead for a test drive and we'll have the vehicle of your choice ready and waiting when you get here. Can't make it in? We'll bring the test drive to you. See our inventory at #1CJD.com. Choose from the best selection and save. Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Arlington. 9600 Atlantic Boulevard. Across from the Regency Square Mall.
Baloo here for Russ Voris, State Farm, the #1 auto insurance company in America. Why not be with the #1 agent in America? That's where I go, russvoris.com. Now, at State Farm, they do the most auto and home policies of any company in America. Why not package it together? That's right, your auto and home insurance all in one policy. Superior service, product, and great rates. Visit russvoris.com. So again, for the very best in auto and home insurance, visit State Farm. That's russvoris.com.
The 2021 First Tee North Florida Tour Card is your ticket to all of the best golf courses in North Florida. Each tour card is only $99 and directly contributes to programs building character, instilling life-enhancing values, and promoting healthy choices through the game of golf. Tour Card members have access to play at 17 participating courses throughout the 2021 calendar year. With the Tour Card, you'll save over $1,000 to play these courses. Get yours today at tourcard.org.
They are back. Yes, sir. Over at the Blue Crab House, you can get a $30 gift card for only $20. And this year, it is good for dine-in or takeout. You talk about the perfect holiday gift. A $30 gift card at the Blue Crab House will only cost you $20. They're open daily at 4:30. That's every day except for Monday. It is the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose on Jointon Creek.
Come to Monahan Jewelers' 43rd annual holiday sale now with 30% off on GIA certified diamonds and up to 40% off our entire store. Certified diamonds, gemstones, engagement rings, diamond studs, designer brands. Monahan's has it all. We're not a big box store. We're your local family jeweler with an amazing hand-picked inventory. Monahan's has jewelry for every budget with interest-free financing. Enjoy beautiful jewelry with a low monthly payment. Support your local family jeweler this Christmas with up to 40% off our entire inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Brakes for less is what we do. We know drums, rotors, pads, and shoes. If there's a squeal in your wheel, come see the best. 733 Stop.
brakes for less.
All we do.
Our brakes for less.
Hick, we like two things. We like sports.
And we like to eat.
And when it comes to both, the more the better. That's why Daly's Dash is the perfect pit stop for breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
And Jeff, what I like, they make mine extra special just for me with more meat.
Well, Dan, I think everyone gets that.
No, I don't think so.
No, I'm positive. We all get more meats and cheeses when we go by the Daly's Dash, piled high on every sandwich, perfect for Googans on the road.
Okay, well, what about the Hicken salad sandwich? You telling me that's not made just for me?
It's the chicken salad sandwich, so I'm guessing we can all enjoy that as well.
My Daly's Dash is the brand new one over there at JTB and Curtis.
I'm not sure it's your Daly's Dash, but yeah, it's a nice one. In fact, there are 20 Daly's Dash locations around town. So bigger, better sandwiches with more meats and cheeses are just around the corner.
Well, I'm a man of the people, and here to tell you, Daly's Dash is the sandwich of the people.
On that, I agree. And on special now, 2 piled high biscuits, 2 for $5. Daly's also sources and roasts their own top quality coffee beans.
Daly's Dash.
Because more is better.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
You mad, bro?
1010XL 92.5 FM. Join us in the Sports Den. Call or text 641-1010.
Open up your heart and let that hate out.
Black Santa. Big game calls. That's what it is. Tomorrow, River City Marketplace. Me and Black Santa are giving out gifts. I'm being naughty, so I've been naughty all year, so I have to be nice, and that's due to my hate o'clock and my petty ways. So my hate o'clock is brought to you by Black Santa Jacksonville. You need to go to the River City Marketplace, go check out Black Santa, and get your kid a gift tomorrow from 6 to 7 p.m. Inbox me at BigGameJames_36 on Instagram or on Twitter, or at sportsden_live, Instagram and Twitter. If you have a kid or if you know somebody who has a family that's in need, that just wants a toy, bring some joy into their life. As much as we hate, let's bring some joy into a child's life. Black Santa Jacksonville is who's bringing you the hate o'clock tonight.
I'm hating on the Steelers right now.
They're terrible.
I mean, Cincinnati is just wearing them out. They just got their first down. Pittsburgh did. There's 9 minutes left in the second quarter.
Barely got it.
Yeah. Had to go for it.
Four plays, first of all, and they might have got it by an inch.
But the thing about this is one of those games that every single time I look up, there's somebody else. Somebody for Pittsburgh is getting knocked out.
Well, that last play, that didn't even look like functional football. Like, I don't know what Big Ben was looking at. There was 3 guys.
You talking about this pass right here?
Yeah, this pass makes no sense.
That he just got Eric Ebron decapitated on?
Right. Like, there has to be somebody else open.
No, there's not. There's not. It's a poor play design.
There was a
guy,
middle of the field. That's what they were showing. That's what they were showing. Like, but you know, whatever.
I mean, Cincinnati is laying the wood. This is like,
I don't care,
because Pittsburgh's lost 2 in a row, right?
Yes.
They were undefeated. Now they've lost 2 in a row. Now they're coming out here looking like the dang Jags out there right now.
I don't even care anymore.
What's your hate o'clock?
My hate o'clock. Where was it at? I had it. You know what? My hate o'clock is college football.
We can get into the playoff system now?
No.
Oh, okay.
I hate that too.
Okay.
Here, let's just go ahead and just really the presidents and fans, let's make this what it really is. It's the haves and the have-nots. I've been saying this probably since we've had the show, and now I'm going to whittle it down even more. I used to say it's 50 programs that can compete year in and year out. There is 30, maybe 35.
I was thinking 30 was high.
The only reason I say that is because I can't have it be 10. It's very difficult. And I think, and I want to say 25, but every now and then that traditional power falls out. But they have the funds to be able to come back in. And I say this because the University of Alabama really is setting the tone. They're continuing to be proactive when it comes to this. I can hate as a former player for these guys not getting paid and people making this BS excuse that there ain't no money when they always find money to do everything else. But that's not what my hate is. My hate is either everybody get on board or don't. And it's not just Bama. It's really the SEC West is dictating the way that you want to win. So Alabama, the SEC West fires their coach, who they owe a ton of money to.
You're talking about Auburn.
Auburn, yes. Auburn, my bad. They go and they interview a bunch of SEC West coaches. One head coach, allegedly, they wanted to bring in. Then they go to get Steve Sarkisian.
Who's the OC at Alabama?
The OC at Alabama, former head coach. And Steve grabs his flask, takes a deep, strong drink, tells Saban, because you got to do that, I believe, to get the courage to tell Saban you're going to leave. Most coaches just don't talk to him.
Yeah.
When Mike Locksley was leaving,
Enos?
they just got on the plane and bounced. Because everybody knows that if they get
they ghosted him, as they say.
Yeah, basically. If he gets on that plane, as one of my friends told me when Locksley was thinking about going to Florida one year, they're thinking about coming to FSU. If he gets on that plane, he's not coming back. Saban's going to do what he did. So he reached in for his flask, and he was going to do things the honorable way. And he steps in, and Saban says, before you even say anything, I've been reading the message boards. I know what's going on. I'm going to give you $1 million bonus for what you've done this year. He's getting $3.5 million to call offensive football plays. Not run a team, to call plays.
Now, he's done a heck of a job.
Not knocking that. But because to put this in perspective, because people are like, just sometimes these are just numbers. NCAA football coach salaries.
Well, what are you trying to look for? The average?
I want to know where he ranks. Bump the average.
You talking about where he ranks as a head coach? Like if you were to put that salary over head coaches and all, he'd be in the top 20.
Nah, he'd be the 40th right now. Something because like
there's over 40 people making $3.5 million.
Right, so I'm looking at right here. It's a lot of people making $4 million. We don't know what Gary Patterson makes.
So are you hating on the fact? Let me ask you this: are you hating that there's an offensive coordinator making $3.5 million? Or are you hating that there's very few programs that can keep up?
I'm hating on that. There's programs that are pretending that they want to be in this, and they can't. And it's not just that. You combine this with what LSU just did. LSU, while programs are around here saying, well, this year doesn't count. COVID. No spring. Who cares? Championship programs do. What did our boy Eddie O do? He just hired this guy. He was forced to hire him, and Bo Pelini actually has a name and a resume. But Bo Pelini did not live up to the standard or the expectations in which Coach Ed Orgeron has built recently, coming off of a national championship. He fired this man. This man came over with a $7 million guaranteed contract that they're going to have to pay him every penny of. They didn't just stop with firing him. They wiped out damn near the entire defensive coaching staff. Because losers lose. They don't want that to affect their program. If anybody had an excuse, it's Bo Pelini. First year, COVID, losing damn near everybody to the NFL draft. And the guys opt out. You, coach, what do you want me to do? I want you to do what you're paid to do. You got schools that are Power 5 that are considered top programs whose coordinators making $600,000. That's Sark's liquor budget. Bo Pelini was making good money. They fired him, said, bump it, keep it. We don't want you to work. All we know is that you stink and we don't want you back in the state of Louisiana. But programs are complaining, we got a budget cuts and we don't want to go over this. Meanwhile, teams are really bought in and truly all in out here trying to win and make sure that they have the best people. But again, will we believe anything less of LSU that's robbing children with boosters rob children banks? Children hospitals? He just threw an interception.
Roethlisberger just threw an interception.
It's not fair. My hate is just go ahead and just say, here are the rules to play if you want to be in the true NCAA championships. You got to spend with the big unlimited budgets. Pay players however you pay players.
Stop there for a second, because I want to ask, and I mean this. How many people can afford this? Legitimately.
Well, I'll tell you what. There's only two conferences right now that can truly afford to do this.
Okay.
That is the Big Ten and the SEC.
Are you telling me that Vanderbilt could afford to do this if they wanted to?
I can tell you this. This is the only reason I can say this.
Okay.
Because Vanderbilt, unlike even a Florida State, knows without a shadow of a doubt that they're going to probably make $100 million over the next coming years per year almost off of football alone. Between their
revenue share.
Between their revenue share from the bowl games and between their revenue share of the TV deals. That's because they have true businessmen actually leading the conference. Not a bunch of nerds and pencil necks. Like this is a game. It is a what do they call it? A weapon. This is a weapons race, to use a term arms race. Thank you, JJ. If you want to play, you got to spend, and stop with and stop listening to your beat writers with these hallmark phrases and these feel good things. Culture, you know what culture is? Culture is when your admin is willing to do anything to win. That's how you establish a damn good culture, because you know what? If your coach knows that I got to get it out of you or I'm getting rid of you because they're going to get rid of me. It was a quote that one of my friends said when I was watching another coach, like, that was sucked and stunk. He said that coach needs to go down to that other coach and said, are you trying to get you fired or me fired?
Mm-hmm.
I need to know. And that's the standard. And I mean, my thing is it's just not right.
So you think it's a conference thing. So, and there's outliers, obviously.
Fair.
Clemson can afford.
Clemson can afford to be in that.
But Clemson can afford because of their backing, like boosters? Is that
because of something that they did when they were getting their ass whooped by Jimbo Fisher in Florida State during that time? They did their all-in campaign,
right,
to increase the overall base, like the foundation of their boosters. So like the $30 membership, which is something that Florida State's kind of doing now. People are picking on them, but you extend that, and then as those guys get more comfortable, that $30 booster goes to a $60 booster, goes to another one, or you keep getting these different levels, or they give you points. So,
because I think this is a real, like, we're semi-joking about this, but this is a real issue. Like, this is a real differentiator. We talked a couple years ago, the big talk was conference expansion, was super conferences. Is that where you're going with this?
That should be just what it really is. But I mean, my thought is, I don't care about the name. Keep the naming rights.
Mm-hmm.
Call it, if it's in the South, we're all in the Southeast, call it the Southeastern Conference. But
just level the playing field.
Just level the playing field. Like, when I saw that, was it a week ago when the SEC made the announcement?
TP?
When I saw that, I said, man, there is absolutely, like, because it was one of my teammates was he's an ex-teammate. He's a brainiac, and it bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he talks so snooty. Like, he lives in North Carolina. He's like, or football, but this thing is this. And this. I was like, you didn't even play. You don't know what it's like. But he was like, well, the ACC, Florida State needs the ACC. No, we built the damn ACC. We don't need it, and the ACC doesn't do anything for us. It's time to be selfish. If the ACC ain't going to go out and get the money, get the bag, and demand the damn bag, then leave it. Well, $50 million, great. Charge it to the game. That means the first year we'll take a $50 million hit, and the rest of our lives will be rich. Get your football-only facility there. Now, I'm not saying Vanderbilt's going to take all of that money and do it, because they're a smart school. They're going to do the right thing. They're going to go help women's soccer and field hockey and those things, which I don't care about. But at least now, if you know you got an influx of $100 million coming in, you're not crying about canceling football games anymore. You're not, crying. You're not lying about canceling football games anymore. Like, people know that you got the bread. That's my whole.
Well, no, I mean, I think those are all solid points, because I'm thinking about, I wasn't even really thinking about Florida State in as much as I was thinking about Miami. Miami's a private school. Like, they don't have the booster backing to compete all of a sudden with $2.5-3.5 million assistant coach salaries. Because if you're paying, this is a trickle down thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you're paying Sark $3.5, what's the D coordinator going to want?
It's And
and then what's the linebacker coach going to want? And so on and so on and so on. And before you know it, that whole coach's budget, by the time you get head coach, everybody else, you're looking at 20, 25 mil.
I personally think that everybody's budget, following the Bama model, and I might be a little off right now, but whatever the head coach's salary is, that needs to be your coach's budget for the rest of it. So if you're paying your coach $10 million, then it needs to be $10 million assistant pool between your coordinators and your other assistants. Alabama can do that. Alabama has damn near $1 million position coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that doesn't mean you go give everybody, but you know what happens when you're paying somebody that kind of bread? A level of expectation comes with that. Like, you get the best. You get the creme de la creme.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can get a guy. You can go pluck a head coach because you're paying them damn near head coach money to be an assistant and literally be the head coach of their respective branch.
Boy, Nick Saban really has taken the NFL and brought it to college.
And
he really has.
And that's really what you have to. I used to say this every 5 years. What the NFL is goes down to college, and what college is goes down to high school, and so on and so forth. Some of it's good for the game, some of it maybe hinders it, but it is the reality of it. And what I want is, I'm tired of seeing some guys not doing that. It doesn't mean that a Boise or somebody else won't come in that doesn't have that budget and win every now and then. That's why you play the game. But consistently, if you want to be one of those top 6 programs, they're spending the money. And Jimbo saw this. And this is what makes me almost sympathize for Jimbo a little bit more, except for the fact that he was a coward to be able to enunciate really what the problem was. Basically, communicate, what the problem was. But when Jimbo was trying to raise Charles Kelly's salary, it wasn't because Charles Kelly was a good D coordinator. It was because, okay, I'm seeing where everything's going. Mm-hmm. We can't pay a guy $250,000 and think he's going to stay. All right, so I got him at $500,000. Okay, I need to get him at $750,000. I got to get this closer to $1 million. Mm-hmm. Now, you saw when he left, the first thing he did was go get Elko, I think, from Notre Dame. He paid him $2.5 million. Mm-hmm. LSU goes and pays Aranda $2.5 million. Clemson bumps up their guy, Venables, $2.5 million. So now you're seeing DC's making this kind of money. Then you're seeing OC's making all kind of crazy money. You're seeing, like, 10 years ago, $1 million coordinator was considered blasphemous.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh, yes. I mean, you're not that far removed from the $1 million head coach.
When I played, Bobby made $2.5 million, I believe.
And Did he make that much then?
He was the highest paid head coach. Him and, like, one other guy. I can't remember, but, like, then after that, when Saban decided to come back into town, Saban was like, run me my money.
I want to get to the college football playoff. We haven't talked about that yet, about the 4 that are in. Did anybody get hosed in this deal? Should it expand? All of that kind of stuff. We'll get to college football playoff coming up next.
Dropping. Fires along the right side. Once James Robinson. James made the catch along the right sideline. Touchdown. Minshew to James Robinson for the score.
We have the people we have. I'm proud of them, and I'm behind them 100%.
Play faked by Jackson. Fires deep downfield toward the end zone, and that ball is going to be intercepted. Josh Jones has picked it off for the Jaguars. A terrific play by Josh Jones.
We're definitely going to try to put it behind us, move forward, and find a sense of optimism, and believe that we can go in this next year. The greatest gift that we can all give to each other is the gift of, winning a football game.
Next up, Chicago, Sunday at 1 on 1010XL.
With Highlight IPA, Cigar City Brewing introduced bold tropical character to Florida craft beer. Now it's bringing those same qualities to a full-flavored, lower-bodied beer with High-Low IPA, an ale that delivers vibrant hop qualities in a 4% alcohol, 120-calorie package. Whether you're aiming high or laying low, Cigar City Brewing's hop-forward creations add tropical dimension to any occasion. To find out more, visit cigarcitybrewing.com. Cigar City Brewing, Tampa, Florida. Please enjoy responsibly.
Omaha Steaks is partnering with Feeding America, and this year they've helped provide almost 2 million meals. When you send select gifts, you also contribute to Feeding America automatically. Shop Omaha Steaks Gifts that give back and donate at omahasteaks.com/feedingamerica.
Has someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away?
I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI, domestic violence, and all criminal offenses. In 2017, I was named the DUI Gladiator of the Year by the Florida Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers. In your battle with the justice system, there's only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645.
This is Coach Ellen Darley with Darley's Plumbing. Now, I've seen plenty of guys who want to tackle their own plumbing work, and sure, some can. But when the backups just don't make the cut, you need the starting team at Darley's Plumbing. We do it all, any large or small plumbing job. Plus, we have 24-hour emergency service, so we'll be there when you need us. When your home field needs plumbing work, bring in the all-pros at Darley's Plumbing, where quality counts. Find us online at darleysplumbing.com. License number CFC 056702.
Mckeber Clinic is home to the first advanced prostate cancer center in Jacksonville. This is Dr. West, urologist at Mckeber Clinic. Our clinic is staffed with 2 urologists that specialize in advanced prostate cancer care and management. You'll also have a dedicated nurse navigator that will coordinate timing, medications, insurance, and patient assistance. We're conveniently located off AC Skinner Parkway on the south side. Contact our specialist at Mckeber at 355-6583 to discuss your treatment options.
Contractors, need concrete demoed and hauled off? Get that concrete the plunk out of there. Call Plunk's Concrete Recycling and Demo. We want to recycle that clean concrete and have a storage yard to take it on. Need a pump truck or concrete can? We rent them. Now hiring equipment operators and construction superintendents. Plunk's Concrete Recycling and Demo, 924-0006. Or online at CustomConcreteJacks.com. That's CustomConcreteJacks.com. Get that concrete the plunk out of there.
Hi, this is Joe Butler from Black Creek Outfitters. Getting outside on the water in the Florida sun may be the best medicine of all. At Black Creek, we specialize in getting you out on the water on kayaks and paddleboards. 2 things we offer: free delivery in the area and 12 months no interest financing. Call us up at 904-645-7003 and we can get your new kayak or paddleboard out to you today so you can get on the water tomorrow. Black Creek Outfitters, locally owned and operated by the Butler family since 1983.
It could get a little warm on the Roof It Right hot seat.
Would you mind not breathing fire on me?
When players and NFL experts join Jaguars today from 10 to noon on 1010XL. Roof It Right. Roof it right so you can sleep at night.
Shorter daylight hours cutting into your golf game? Russ Libby here from Hidden Hills Golf Club, letting you know that 9 is fine. Check out our 9-hole golf rates starting at just $25 and keep your game sharp during the winter months.
Hotline Jacko here for Hardball Creative. Social distancing isn't so bad after all. The people you don't like can be avoided like the, well...
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
In 1919, my great-grandfather founded Catlin as the Studebaker dealership, and now we're the oldest truck accessory store in the U.S. This is Keith Catlin, and I'm proud to be the 4th-generation owner. If you need anything for your truck, van, or SUV, come see us. From Lear toppers to rolling lot bed covers to trailer hitches and everything in between. Let us take care of all your accessory needs. Quality counts at Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
Looking for that holiday pet that won't destroy your home? Ocean Reef Pets has salt and freshwater tanks from first tank to expert, and is the largest shop in Northeast Florida with the largest selection. Ocean Reef Pets in Neptune Beach. OceanReefPets.com.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. You're listening to the Sports Den on 1010XL.
Want to know a little known college football fact?
Sure.
Army's 9-2 this year.
Okay.
Has a grand total of 480 passing yards on the season. Their leading receiver has, check this, 7 catches.
Wow.
It's good football. Great brand of football.
Wow.
Monken.
Very exciting to watch.
They should hire him at Vandy. Straight up,
Florida
not
State.
even joking.
You're not wrong at all. I'm surprised Bobby Johnson hadn't gotten another, or Paul Johnson. I'm sorry, Paul Johnson hadn't gotten another gig. Like you say that about Vandy, but gosh, I mean it's perfect. Well, if Andy's got a good quarterback. The college football playoff system.
Whoa, hold on. Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they got a really good freshman quarterback.
Okay.
Alabama, Clemson, no-brainers. Ohio State, Notre Dame get in. I'll be honest, I don't care. Because I don't. The more I sat on it, the more I didn't like the Ohio State getting in. I was very much Ohio State should get in because they're one of the best 4. But then the more stats I heard about it, there's a couple things that happened. Was the LSU Florida game reminded me that anything can happen.
Okay.
That Ohio State didn't have to deal with. And then the stat that Ohio State only played once in back-to-back weeks this year was like, wow. Yeah, these dudes didn't have to take nearly the path that the other teams had to take to get there. And then the fact that they didn't blow Northwestern out. Not saying Northwestern's not a good team, but if I'm going to check myself on this and I'm going to say Ohio State is undoubtedly one of the 4 best teams in the country, then I would expect one of the 4 best teams in the country in one of the 7 games that they have to play to blow Northwestern out. All that being said, I didn't care enough to get angry about it. Who wins, Texas A&M or Notre Dame? I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Who wins, Texas A&M or Ohio State? I don't know. I think it's like one of those things where who wins, Florida or Notre Dame? Who wins, Georgia or Notre Dame? Like, you can go on and on and on and on down that road.
I would say Florida would be Notre Dame, but Notre Dame would be Georgia.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, you could go down that road, especially this year, 10 deep. Now, I'm not one of these that's like, well, give Coastal Carolina or Cincinnati a chance. They get blown out. I need to see. Does Notre Dame compete with Alabama? Let me ask y'all that. No. You don't think so?
You said anything is possible. I'm going to tell you, this is the only reason I say anything is possible. Notre Dame has a more sturdy defense at times. They have a good, solid run game. Florida doesn't. There are some elements.
No,
Alabama wins, though. Clearly.
Okay. I see where you're going.
I'm saying Notre Dame has some things.
You lost me with Florida.
You know what I'm saying? Like, from seeing Florida play the way they have,
gotcha.
And I'm looking at Notre Dame using Florida as like the barometer. Like, there's some things that Notre Dame does better than Florida, and obviously there's some things that Florida does better than Notre Dame does. And there's some things defensively that I believe might have been exposed
against Alabama.
Then again,
but
I don't know if Notre Dame has a Pitts or if they have a Tony. Like, I don't know enough.
No, they don't. They don't. I don't. It's time to do one of two things with this playoff. It's either time to go back to what it was with 1 versus 2, or it's time to expand it. Like, I don't. 4 is a random number because if you're going to have more than 4 conferences, 4 has never made sense from that perspective.
Don't you think if it's expanded, it would just delay the inevitable? Like,
probably.
It already sort of is with 4. I mean, like, 4 is already sort of a stretch.
It probably does. That's why I'm saying, like, you do one of the two things. I'm saying, what's the difference in 4 and 8? I mean, we just went down the whole list.
We'd have to watch more blowouts.
Would you? Because this year it would be, Georgia would be just out of. Who are the top 8 teams?
Let me look.
Let's see. I mean, Florida's what, 7? Texas A&M's 5. So you'd start off with Notre Dame versus Texas A&M.
Cincinnati's number 8.
So it'd be Cincinnati, Alabama.
Yeah, no thanks.
I'd watch Florida, Clemson.
Yeah.
Florida, Clemson would be a heck of a game. I'd watch Notre Dame, Texas A&M.
I'd watch all of them.
Like, you know what you're saying? You'll watch better selected bowl games.
Yeah.
The reality is this: there are 2 teams that the BCS was a better formula than what the playoffs are, and we're going to always ask for more. But the point is that when we ask for more, all we're going to do is see some more ass whippings in most years.
I agree.
Outside of one, I believe, where it felt like closer.
That was when Alabama played number 4 Clemson, when Clemson lost a game. So,
Right,
like,
okay.
it was even arguable that should have been the 4th team. They probably would have. If it was the BCS, they probably still would have been number 2. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at that year. But my point was that they were obviously a top 2 team.
But remember what we led the show off with, talking about bowl games and how people aren't playing in bowl games. What I'm saying is, if you expand it to 8, that keeps guys in bowl games. It makes the bowl games
But
better.
then it's never going to be enough.
No, maybe not.
Like I'm saying, the BCS
but 4 is not the answer.
The BCS was literally created
to
try to get something. 4. Then we went to 4 because what about
number 3?
Georgia being left at number 3?
I don't think anybody ever liked 4 though. I don't think. I don't.
You forget how hyped we were.
There's not.
Oh, we were hyped because it was better than 2.
They're not.
They're semifinals.
They're just every year in and year out. There aren't 8 teams that are that good.
But we just went through it.
No, we didn't. There's 2 teams that deserve to play. Those other games are just cool. Make them bowl games.
They're not going to play in them.
Then that's just is what it is. Because here's what's going to truly happen. Because the goal, unless they move the season up, which they won't, the goal is to go to college and go to the NFL. If it wasn't, Harvard and Yale would be the best teams. We just talked about how the season ain't ending to the middle of January, and the Senior Bowl ain't until January 30th. The NFL ain't moving their schedule because people want to play in the NFL no matter what. They're not moving their schedule for 8 teams. Like it becomes entirely too much. If you want to, or this is what
becomes entirely too much because
here's what you do:
2 teams play an extra game.
No, what you do is you actually stop scheduling cupcakes and you schedule real teams during the regular season, and now you don't need that. You really will know who the best ones are.
Huh?
No, I'm saying you really will. At the end of the day, make it. You want to. Big Ten player, you got to play it just like basketball is the Big Ten SEC challenge. We'll have that. We'll have one of those. We'll have an ACC thing. You'll have crossover. Make the regular season is supposed to be the competitive part, and the actual championship game is supposed to essentially be a playing game.
That's what's great about college football.
That's what the regular season matters.
I understand.
This isn't the NFL.
I understand what y'all are saying, but it's what I'm. It's not changing my tune here because I just named out numbers 5, 6, 7, 8.
Right, and
which you can interchange with 3 and 4.
But what we're saying is 4 is then. Your argument that you're making without even knowing it is that 4 is too many. You're not making an argument that any of those teams could beat the top 2 guys.
You're just saying those would be good games.
They would, and they would be good games.
I mean, I just saw Florida go to the very end with Alabama.
But
I just saw that.
Win.
No, but what's to say that
if Florida played that game 10 times, how many times do you think Florida wins it? Being honest.
2.
Okay, so
it's not a high percentage.
We're gonna expand for that.
Yeah. Because we're just talking about Florida. I don't know if
we know
how many
LSU
times
I'm not sure. We know Georgia's not winning it. Notre Dame and Clemson was cool for the rematch, which it worked itself out in the end because Notre Dame beat Clemson when they were down Trevor Lawrence, and we saw what happened when Trevor Lawrence is there. Like nobody's really believing that those 2 teams, that anybody.
I don't understand what it hurts. I guess that's what I'm saying is I don't understand.
It hurts the regular season.
How?
And it makes it so if you can lose 2 games, you could beat Florida, lose 3 games, and still be in the playoff. You don't think that takes away from the regular season?
For me, this isn't a Florida argument. What I'm saying is
I'm just using them as an example.
Every year, if you want to take the 5 conference champions, if you want to do that, that's cool. And then have your Cincinnati or whatever get their doors blown off just to I'm with y'all on that. But every single year there's those couple schools that are better than the ones that got in there every single year.
Is there?
Yeah, man. I mean, you're going to tell me that undoubtedly right now
the only reason
this year's a little different because
honestly,
it's just such a weird season.
I'm going to tell you why I don't think it's any different. There have been 6 teams that have won a playoff game since we've had them. And you know what? They're consistently in the playoffs. So that tells me that everybody else isn't better than them. They consistently recruit better than everybody else. Like, that means that those are consistently the 6 best teams in the NCAA. And the ones who didn't win, Oklahoma.
Y'all are trying to make this an argument with me. I let it off saying either go to 2 or expand.
No, but I'm saying expanding it is just like, again, it would be great. Okay, cool. We're going to keep a guy for one more game for the opportunity to grade. And maybe it will be a good game. And maybe not. It just looks like it's more blowouts that I don't want to see. Not from those things that you can
you'd watch it.
I watch it because it's college football. I'm gonna watch anything. For the
I
most
can
part.
never argue
But
against that.
if we're gonna say number one, so here's what would happen. Number 1, Alabama, right, is going to play number 8 Cincinnati.
I got you.
I know what that looks like.
I got you, but the rest of them you don't.
Number 2, Clemson
is going to play number 7 Florida.
I got a damn good feeling of what.
Right now this year,
you think have you seen your safeties this year?
You think Clemson could stop Florida? Have you seen Clemson's defense?
We have to break.
So you don't think Trevor Lawrence is the number 1 overall pick? See, I got it.
Yeah, because Trevor plays defense.
You're not part of the
All
club.
Right, we got to take a break. We'll come back. We'll wrap this up.
Between the opening kickoff and the final whistle, there's a moment when the rubber hits the road. Let's go, let's go! Listen for the Tire Outlet Drive of the Game. Tire Outlet. Wholesale prices, premium service on 1010XL.
Coach Jason Christie here with the Jacksonville Ice Movement. Hockey is a tough sport, and our athletes sometimes get hurt. That's when we send them to Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Their fellowship-trained doctors are the best in the business.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where athletes are treated like pros.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Though no longer little, teens still need a lot of love. Yet teens in foster care have a harder time finding it, as 82% of foster families are home to kids 12 or younger. You can positively impact a teen's life as a foster parent. With help from Family Support Services of North Florida, you provide patience, love, and understanding, and Family Support Services will offer specialized training, resources, and a community of support. Take the next step at foster-now.org. That's foster-now.org.
Mike Dempsey here. Those fresh baked sausage and biscuits from Dandy are back, and they're better than ever. Perfect for a warm start on a chilly morning. You'll find Dandy items at Circle K and other fine convenience stores all over town. And don't forget the mustard, an absolute must on this one. Put it in the microwave for a minute, and you're 60 seconds away from deliciousness. I got to warn you, though, they are addicting, but in a good way. So it's okay. Start your new habit. That's breakfast with Dandy.
Got that hometown flavor creeping up on you. Yeah.
Frank Frangie here for Big Chief Tire. Do you need an oil change, brake inspection, suspension check, or alignment service? Double check the safety and performance of your vehicle without being bombarded by salespeople pushing flashy products or services you don't need. Big Chief Tire has been locally owned and operated by the same family for over 50 years. This is a team you can trust to treat you well and to get the job done right the first time. Visit any of their 4 Jacksonville locations or schedule an appointment by visiting BigChiefService.com.
Dave Benyon here with Zero Res. Wow, can you believe that Christmas is right around the corner? I asked my wife what she wants, and she said the same thing she does every year. She wants a clean home full of family and friends. That means the carpets, the tile and grout in the kitchen, the large oil rug in the family room, and the huge sectional sofa that everyone hangs out on all need a good Zero Res cleaning. If you need some cleaning done, give Zero Res a call. Right now, get your carpets cleaned for only $43 per room. Zero Res spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Stay connected to Gainesville with the Florida Gator Report with Lauren Brooks.
Go, Gators!
Brought to you by Darley's Plumbing, where quality counts.
A big win for the Florida Gators.
Get your Gators on 1010XL.
AC's broke, it ain't no joke. Call Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. FloridaHomeAC.com. Call Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road. We want to win your business with honest and upfront transmission service. I'm Robin Sidbury, the owner. That's a promise from me. Get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
We've been waiting for COVID-19 vaccines to be developed. Now, waiting for them to get to us. But you can do more than wait. You have powerful ways to help slow the spread right now and protect your family and loved ones too. Here's how. Watch your distance. Stay at least 6 feet away from folks you don't live with. It's risky to be indoors with them, too. And, of course, avoid crowds. Also, wear a mask. CDC reports masks protect the people who wear them and folks around them. And wash your hands using soap and water for 20 seconds. And do it frequently. Vaccines won't make COVID go away overnight, but they give us a real chance to finally overcome it. As long as we keep watching our distance, wearing our masks, and washing our hands.
Learn more about vaccines at cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Regain your edge. The board-certified surgeons of OrthoEdge are practicing at St. Vincent's Riverside.
Hi, I'm Dr. Longnecker. If you have a sports injury or if you have knee, hip, or shoulder pain, let us at OrthoEdge help you regain your edge. We want you to get back to living life to your best. And we have patient-focused experience and technology to deliver the results. See one of our physicians today at OrthoEdge.
Now accepting new patients, visit orthoedge.com.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. You're listening to the Sports Den on 1010XL.
The text line overwhelmingly agrees with you guys on this playoff thing. I'm not saying I don't agree with you guys. There's got to be a better way.
I just think people stopped caring about the bowl game once fans started really believing that life is over if they don't make it to the national championship.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
Like bowl, and that's why I said I don't think people understand how. Like for Coastal Carolina, this is going to be one of the coolest moments for them, and I hate that I'm bringing it up because I hate them. Army, this is a dope moment for those guys. Like going to a bowl game is cool. Actually,
for Miami, the Cheez-It Bowl. I mean, this is up there with one of the 5 natties.
Now, that one might not be because going to Orlando when you live in Florida is probably not the highlight of your.
I mean, even Florida, Oklahoma is supposed to be a.
That's legit. I'm excited.
It's supposed to be, but it's not going to be. I'm just telling you.
There's going to be a lot of opt-outs.
There's going to be opt-outs. By the time the game gets here, it's
if
like
Oklahoma wins, it counts for me. Damn it.
Facts.
That's okay.
Can I say bump Gene Fournette?
Sure.
Yeah.
And everything he stands for.
Sure.
Like,
I mean,
shut up, dog. We need them to lose. We don't need any encouragement.
No bulletin board material.
I have no idea what y'all are talking about, but we can get to it on Wednesday.
Facts. I
I'm
might
all
be in a
about
more
that.
Christmassy mood.
Did you guys play the Smokey Robinson Hanukkah clip?
Not yet.
No.
We talked about
We can
it.
do that on Wednesday too.
But I got to show you Smokey dancing.
I'm down for that.
Sounds like Wednesday's show is going to be a blast.
It's gonna be lit. That's our Christmas Eve show.
Right.
The last one of the week.
Wednesday night, 9:00. Be right back here. We will not be here tomorrow night, but we'll be on Wednesday night. You guys have a great evening. We'll talk to you then.
Special teams are the secret ingredient to a winning team.
All 3 phases come into play: offense and defense, special teams.
Listen for the Special Teams Player of the Week.